Hello, I'm Jim Walls, retired California Highway Patrol Officer and designer of the Police Quest series. With Police Quest, you're not just watching some movie star portraying the glamorous part of police work. As Detective Sonny Bonds, you're the man behind the badge. It's up to you to learn and follow correct police procedure to make the right decisions in life and death situations. In real police work, you have to know when to be a hero and when to rely on caution and use the other team players on the force. Some of the incidents in Police Quest 3 are based on actual events that occurred during the course of my career. I managed to survive them. Let's see if you can do as well under pressure. Here's the scene you're about to be walking into. Lytton, once a quiet and peaceful little town, has been growing like a weed. There's new industry, good jobs, and a decent standard of living. Unfortunately, the progress is not without its side effects. Poverty and crime are going up about as fast as the new cultural centre. Homicide detective Sonny Bonds and his wife Marie are still on a honeymoon high from their wedding a few years back. Marie's got a good job at Oak Tree Mall, and the two have a beautiful new home. As for Sonny, he was promoted to Detective Sergeant with the Lytton Police Department. As the story opens, Sonny's just finished his sergeant's training and is back on duty. Overburdened as the department is, he's been assigned to Traffic Division for a bit. Seems traffic's always understaffed. Well, that's Sonny's life, and it's a good one, worth protecting, and now it's time for you to assume the role of Detective Sonny Bonds. I happen to know you're in for a heck of a day. Here we go then, Police Quest 3, The Kindred, already looks far more realistic, so yeah, very different to the vibe of the first two. I know from what you guys were saying that this could be quite tricky for me because apparently there's like an in-game review thing going on where if you don't follow procedure you actually get called out on it and potentially get game overs. So, given that I winged my way through the first two games somewhat, I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm sure eventually I'll get used to it. We're going to be in for some laughs as I no doubt fail over and over again, but it's going to be an experience. So here we are, point and click. Pretty cool. Yeah, it looks way more realistic than the first two games did visually. That's the door to the sergeant's office. Hey, that's you. Yeah, we're the sergeant. Interesting. That's the door to the homicide office. And out there, the window overlooks scenic downtown Lytton. So it's Police Quest 4-ish in terms of interface and things. This year, obviously the Sierra point and click interface. Let's pop a save straight away and call it. Off we go. Off we go. And we will head, I guess, into our office, shall we? Why do we look so small on that angle? It's a bit weird. Let's head in anyway. Oh, check this out. Very different layout. I like it though. Your computer occupies the centre of your desk. In this business, the computer is an indispensable tool. Okay, and that's the lieutenant's stuff. On the wall, we've got a bookcase containing law reference materials, file drawers. The bulletin board in here has information so old, there's a missing person bulletin about Jimmy Hoffa, okay. Some of the fine art displayed here at the Lytton County Police Department. Yeah, as we can see, fine art. Sergeant's office, what's this? The in-out basket appears to have something in it. Right, let's start there, I suppose. You remove a form from the basket. It's a departmental disciplinary action form with a note attached. The note from the lieutenant reads, Bonds, please interview Officer Pat Morales regarding a complaint. The complainant alleges that the officer used profanity and verbally abused him during the issuing of a citation. Determine disciplinary action, if any, based on your interview. Leave this form on my desk when you're done. So it's from the lieutenant, so we have to put the form back here when we're done. What's this piece of paper? Lieutenant's stuff, okay. What is this here? It's our phone. Should we grab that? Probably, right? Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So it's not like a radio. It's an actual phone. Fine. So we can call dispatch using this, which is nice. I don't really think we necessarily want to call anybody for now. So that's fine. Anything in our drawers? Your desk is neat and orderly, probably because you don't spend a lot of time here. Should we see if there's... Can we open the drawers up? Doesn't look like it. And this is... What's this here? Nothing of interest, apparently. And the in-out basket is empty. Alright. Inventory is, of course, the briefcase here. So we have got our gun, a Beretta 9mm handgun. Will there be a shooting range in this one to align the sights of the gun? I don't know, maybe. Your handcuffs are made out of stainless steel. It's the complaint form that was filed against against Officer Morales, and we have $10 to our name. Fantastic. Can we view this in some way? No, we can't. All right, so we just know that it was a complaint made against Morales. Can we go anywhere over here? We can, it turns out, but I don't think there's much going on. Anything in the garbage can? No. All right, well, it seems like our first task then is potentially to interview this Officer Morales, find out what happened, and then take, well, appropriate action from what the game was suggesting. Whether we discipline or what, I don't know. What's going on here? The bulletin board is where people post articles of interest, personal ads, and Chinese restaurant business cards. Okay. Look over the bulletin board but see nothing of interest. Alright, so maybe Morales is in there, in the homicide office. I don't know, but I kind of want to see if there's anywhere else we can go in the station. Oh yeah, we can. Right, what's this? It's the door to Vice. A window is in the Vice office, and this is the door to the briefing room. Policeman Blue. Okay, window overlooks scenic downtown Lytton. I'm guessing this just loops around the back, but perhaps we... hang on, let's check this door first. That's the door to the criminal psychologist's office. The blinds are shut. Okay. Well, let's head... I sort of want to see if we can just go around the back of this area. Maybe we can. Maybe we can't, actually. So we've got Vice, we've got Homicide. Now, let's go back and do Homicide first, seeing as it's directly opposite our office. And then we'll come back to Vice, I suppose. We've also got an elevator here. Don't know if we can go off to the left of this area. Can we? No, we can't like double click to progress screens or anything. I didn't think we'd be able to, but worth trying out. No, nothing that way. Alright, let's head into Homicide, see what's going on in there. See if Morales is in this one. Somebody's in here, but only one person, it turns out. Map of Lytton. Graph on the wall charts homicides for the past 3 years. Like inflation, the crime rate rises steadily. Okay, so it's not a map. Looks like the layout of Lytton in the first game, though. Bookcase has old paperbacks and phone books in it. Nothing interests you. Desks of a homicide, officers assigned to homicide. Where did you find anything interesting on the bulletin board? Okay, so yeah, I feel like we might have to click and look at a lot of things in this game compared to maybe the Space Quest games. Captain Tate's desk is well organised as usual. Can we talk to Tate? Sergeant Bonds, good to see you. Sorry I can't talk. I got an internal affairs meeting and I have to finish writing this report. Fine. So that's Captain Tate. Let's go to Vice. See what's going on over there. Sonny Bonds, please report to the briefing room. Okay, fine. I mean, we will report to the briefing room, but first we'll go via Vice, shall we? Hopefully this isn't going to be like the beginning of Police Quest 2 where there's a time limit to get going with things. Oh, the Vice door is locked. Well, that makes things easy for us then, doesn't it? Let's head straight into the briefing room. Sonny? Turns out we can go behind there. Alright, do we just go in this way then? Yeah, looks like we have to actually click it rather than doing anything else. Alright, let's have a look around here. Message board is where the daily briefing notes are posted after the briefing. Chalkboard has nothing important on it at this time. Nice soothing painting. Officer Cole Law. Cole's a real cut-up. Female officer is Pat Morales. You hear she's a tough cookie. Ah, so that's Officer Morales then. That's Officer Kevin Miller. He's one of the old school cops. And at the back, we've got Officer Joseph Banks, young, smart, and takes his job very seriously. Podium is used for giving briefings. And we've got something on the side. There was a ding noise there, so I don't know if that... Yeah, I guess we were meant to pick that up. You begin the briefing. Good afternoon, people. I'll be filling in for Sergeant Jaco while he's on vacation, or Jacko. You advise the afternoon shift of the procedural information and announcements listed on the clipboard and close by saying, have a safe shift and think about making right-hand approaches on your car stops. Alright, well that was simple enough. Looks like Morales is hanging on behind though. Yep, got 2 points for doing the briefing. And now we will... gave a briefing. We'll save here just because, you know, we're going to have to talk to Morales, I'm guessing. Morales, I need to have a word with you in my office after this afternoon's briefing. Okay, she didn't say anything. It popped out of her face for a second, but fine. We talk to this guy. Officer Joe Banks responds after being interrupted from his report writing. Gee, Sarge, I'd really like to finish this report. Alright, fine, we'll leave you to it. So, back to the office we go, and I guess we'll have to talk to Morales, find out what happened, and then potentially take some action. So, what is that on the floor down there, holding the door open? Can we get whatever that is? No, we can't. Alright, well that makes that easy, doesn't it? So we'll head round this way. This way is a bit of a shortcut, I think. No, it looks like we just floated up into the air a bit there, that's quite funny. Right, into the office. Morales is here. Fine. I'm just going to try and save here before we begin this. You have a serious talk with Morales. I have a complaint here alleging that you were verbally abusive to one of the violators you stopped. The complaint states that you yelled, screamed, and used profanity. So what do you want from me? The guy was a jerk. He'd have liked to do more than file a complaint, if you know what I mean. Continuing the interview, you ask... Alright, why don't you tell me what happened? I pull the guy over, right? He's going 75, maybe 80 in a 50 mile zone. I walk up to the car and boom, right away he starts eyeing me and lipping off. I'm to put up with that crap? You ask Officer Morales directly. Did you raise your voice and use profanity with the man or not? Look, you try being a woman cop for just one day and tell me how to do my job. Yeah, I can imagine, to be fair. Truthfully, I don't remember what the hell I said, but whatever it was, I had damn good reason. Okay. Okay, Morales, that's it for now. Get back on duty and see if you can keep the civil in civil servant. Sure, Sarge, whatever you say. Oh, dramatic music. You think about what you've learned regarding the civilian complaint. Ah, Jesus. Okay, interesting. Unfounded. You find the complaint unfounded. Exonerated. Not believing the complainant, you exonerate the officer. Sustained. Based on... So, what's the difference? So the complaint is unfounded. Exonerate the officer. Based on the interview, you conclude that disciplinary action is necessary. You sustain the complaint against her. Undetermined. Feeling undecided. You label the complaint undetermined. Okay, interesting. So, I mean, this is tough because, I mean, there's like the police procedure would be that you never ever get verbally abusive and stuff with the like the criminal, right? That much is obvious. But at the same time, just taking a drink. But at the same time, you know, I do understand where she's coming from. You know, especially if she was, you know, like, what's the word I'm thinking of here? Especially if the criminal was being abusive, right? So, but what makes this really difficult is that we've got 4 choices. It's not a case of like, do you side with the criminal or the, you know, the complainant, or do you side with the officer? There's different things to take into account here. Is the complaint unfounded? No, because, you know, she admitted that she used the language but gave a reason for it. Exonerated, not believing the complainant. Well, I mean, she told us that she did use the language, basically. So I don't know that I can necessarily go with this one, This one, potentially. Conclude disciplinary action is necessary. Technically, police code, I think maybe, but at the same time, I do sympathise with her. Undetermined. Feeling undecided based on the interview, you label the complaint undetermined. I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm leaning between 3 and 4. Because technically, I mean, I'll tell you what, let's get up the the Police Quest 3 manual. Because that's probably got the procedures in there, right? Unless they haven't done that in this one. I haven't actually had a look at the manual just yet. But I'll have a look. So radio codes, vehicle code, penal code. Is there one for... Is there one for like disciplinaries? Arrest, assault, crime, coroner, military time. This is like traffic. Investigate personnel complaints. This is supervisor's responsibility. We're making this to consider one that reflects most favourably on the department. I mean, that's not necessarily the best way to do it, but it's the way we're told to do it. Set a good example. I mean, scene investigations, no evidence. Criminal psychologist. Might have to look through this between episodes a little bit, but honestly, I'm not seeing an awful lot about this kind of stuff. Warning, first day. I think that's like the thing where it gives you a little bit of a walkthrough at the start, so I'm not going to read that. I mean, from what it says there, you have to do what reflects best on the department, right? So it's going to be 3 or 4. I'm going to do sustained, but honestly, I feel like maybe... I don't know if there's a way that we can like uphold the complaint and say, yeah, do you know what? We're going to sustain the complaint and then talk to her and be like, but I do sympathise with it, but you can't behave like that. I feel like maybe that's what I'm going to hope and do sustained. But honestly, I do feel a little bit bad. You leave the complaint on the lieutenant's desk. All right then, guys. Well, I tell you what, we're out of time anyway, so that is where we'll leave the first one. Very realistic so far. Quite enjoying it. Looking forward to seeing where this goes. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons: Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Barry Aldridge, Hobo, Numinous Coumadin, and Paul Leone. And I'll see you next time.